Join me in congratulating the Z Harambee Stars. Correction, I'm wrong there. Let me put it rightly. I want to join the Z, the Kenyan Z. Yeah, that is correct, yeah. I want to join you, the Kenyan Z, in celebrating your football team that is now called Harambee Z Stars. I am the one joining you in celebrating Harambee Z Stars. Since football was brought to Kenya, this is the best football environment. This is the best football environment. And I'm saying this is the best football environment as it is now. Harambee Z Stars has not been knocked out. You, and I'm not saying we, I'm saying you because I'm recognizing mesahau kitu hapa. I'm saying you, the Z. So I'm saying Harambee Z Stars. And I'm saying you, kwa vile nimemtolea kofia. You, the Harambee Z Stars, or is it Z Harambee Stars? I think the name Z Harambee Stars is better. Nimemvulia kofia. Nyinyi Z Harambee Stars, you are the best version of football since football was introduced in Kenya, I don't know when. When it comes to that, we agree on one thing. We congratulate you. We, the elders, appreciate you. For once, you have done our country proud. This is not the first time. You should not stop with the Z Harambee Stars. You should continue with other fields. And even in the Z Harambee Stars, from where it is, you have not reached there is still a possibility that you can win the cup. But even if you reach where you are, you already has exceeded our expectations. You have done us proud, and we have to do that. There is one, before I continue with that, I want to tell you that there is an intergenerational appreciation which we can appreciate each other. One generation can appreciate another generation, and still we continue. I'm saying that because I know you will quickly go to the offensive and abusive and start saying a lot of things. Let me tell you, in sociology, that is where you find people being hard to appreciate the others because of the fear that the others will take that opportunity. When we congratulate you, take it with grace, accept it. Let us handle issues in our country through different generations. Remember, if we had not been born, you would not have been born. If we would have died young, you would not have been born. Appreciate that we were there. Anyway, today, let us not have a blame game. Let us appreciate the Harambee, the Z Harambee Stars. As I said, and I'll continue saying, that is the best version of football Kenya has ever had at this moment. We have not even gone for the knockout stage. Harambee, no, sorry, not Harambee Stars. Z Harambee Stars is yet to play one more game. And after that, already the Z Harambee Stars has qualified to enter into the knockout stages. Still, even if you are knocked out in the first stage, what you have done is tremendous. It doesn't mean that it ends there. Even if you have to go down fighting. But what I know is the knockout stage, uh, even if you'll be knocked out at the later stage, but you'll have been knocked out after knocking out somebody else. But as I keep on saying in this tape, I keep on saying that even if you are to end where you are, you have already done us proud. You have already beaten two countries that have appeared in the World Cup. DRC Congo, when it was known as Zaire, is it in the late 60s or early 70s? It went for the World Cup. You beat them. You beat them. Although on a personal level, you know, I'll be buried with the DRC with the Zairean flag. So anyway, we say that our ancestors, Luhi ancestors, came from Congo, but this is something. This is a video on Jinsi Harambee Stars. So forget about me. What I said is Zaire once went to World Cup. You beat a World Cup team. Morocco in the World Cup, they have even been to quarterfinals, or is it quarterfinals? Yeah. So you have beaten them. Which other team? Let us not talk about Chipolopolo. Uh, you can put the icing on the cake if you beat Cameroon. But let me tell you, so far so good, and I keep repeating on that. So far so good. You have done us proud. Even if you reach this stage and stop there, you are the best version of football since it was brought in Kenya. But still, we want you to reach as far as possible. If you would have asked people, let me correct myself again. If you would have asked me before the start of the game that Harambee Stars would be in the position it is now with 7 points, yet I don't want to say that we are going to play, yet you are going to play Chipolopolo with the possibility of getting 10 points. You are going to get 8 or even 10 points. That one you have already done us proud, and you have to be congratulated. You have to be congratulated and be told 3 things. Are they 3 or 2? Let me count them. 1, you have done us proud. 2, even if you exit at this stage, you have exceeded our expectation. 3, by that we do not mean that you stop now. Continuing, and wherever you will exit, exit with your head held high. I remember during Roger Miller's time, when Cameroon exited the World Cup, I noticed that each team, when they were exiting the World Cup, they were exiting while their heads were low. But during Roger Miller time, at the stage that the World Cup, they exited the World Cup, when they were leaving the stadium, one would have been mistaken to think that they were the ones who are going to the next stage, because they left the stadium with their heads held high. That is what I want to say, the Harambee Stars. The Jinsi Harambee Stars, as I said, maybe this is the last time, is the best version of football since Kenya's started football. Yes, Kenya started football a long time ago. Can't recall when. But what I know is that we used to have something called Gosage. Gosage is what is now East and Central Africa Cup. And my cousin brother, the eldest son, to Mrs. Huatenge 1, the eldest grandson to Mrs. Huatenge 1. Huatenge, my namesake, my grandfather had 4 wives. Now Mrs. Huatenge 1, a widow that he inherited, Wakoli. Her eldest grandson is still alive today, very healthy, very healthy. Thomas Sabuni Huatenge. Thomas Sabuni Huatenge played for Kenyan colony team when it was called Gossage. That is when Kenya started a team. But his team was not the best. I think if we can start classifying Harambee Stars, we can say that the best Harambee Star ever is the JI-TENGE Harambee Stars, followed by the early 60s team, early 60 team of Kinakadenge, until on such a date last month, until such a date as today last month, Kadenge's Harambee Stars were the best. They were the best, followed by Kina Mikweche's Harambee Stars. Mikweche's Harambee Star was the second best until last month. So the best ever, I mean not ever, the best Harambee Stars has always been the Kadenge, the Joe Kadenge team, Kadenge na Mpira. The Kina Kadenge na Mpira team are the team that were included Noah Wanyama. Noah Wanyama, his sons are the ones Kina Mariga, Kina Wanyama. Yeah, that is the team that was the best. Joe Kadenge, Jonathan Niva. Uh, those were the second lot of our team. The first lot was Kina Thomas Sabuni Huatenge, but they were not as famous as any other. But the Kadenge team, the team that was there when Kenya attained independence, were the best. There was even a song which was sung in Zaire, in Kinshasa, which was called Abaluya FC, Abaluya FC, Abaluya FC. FC in French means FC. So up to this date last month, the best team was the Kadenge Harambee team, kina Jonathan Niva, kina Madegwa, kina Nani. That was the best up to this date last month. The second best was kina Controller Murila, kina Mikweche. Mikweche was my neighbor, Madaraka Estate, when we grew up. When we grew up, we used to play around Nyayo Stadium. Nyayo Stadium was just a field. It used to be a field that was unused. So we used to stay there and play there. Of course, when Moi became the president, he made it Nyayo Stadium. So the second best team was the Kina Mikweche, Kina Controller Murila, and so on and so forth. But then the JI-TENGE Harambee Stars has lived to these people. And I'm saying, as things stand now, JI-TENGE is already the leading. But this does not mean that they should relax or anything. The only time I would tell them to relax is when they lift up the cup. When they lift up the cup, then that they can relax at that time. But even if they get any other position above what they have, if they exist even without getting the cup, they should walk out. As I said, the way Kina Roger Miller walked out of the stadium, you would mistake them as the ones who have won. JI-TENGE Harambee Stars, one last thing before I go. I would want to say that football had gone to an extent that it became so boring. There's a time during the Joe Kadenge time, there was a time during the Mikweche time when we knew everybody in the football team. I can tell you that we are going back to those days. We are going back to those days. It is even going to be possible that somebody will tell you the lineup before it comes up. But right now, if you are to stop somebody on the road and ask them who plays the midfield in Harambee Stars, or can you give me the name of five Harambee Stars players, people right now do not know. But Jinsi Harambee Stars, the way you have played it, you have led it to an extent that everybody in every place, I mean, everybody will know every team. You'll find you stop anybody on the road, you say, Harambee Stars are going to play. Whom do you think is going to be in the lineup? I remember during Mikweche's time, I was in Wajir, and football was so much up there. Football was so much up there that I remember somebody. He was a Luo. He was a Luo by tribe. He knew about football so much, and you know those days, TV stations were black and white, and they were just in urban areas. Those were the days before we had a Great Wall. So what happened was this gentleman, whenever Harambee Stars had a match, an international match, we would go to the prisons canteen. Yeah, Wajir is one of the towns where the prisons was. I think it is still in the middle, in the CBD. So we would go to the prison canteen with a radio, and he would tell us. He would take a piece of paper and tell us who are the people. He says, coach, this is a lineup I think that the coach will. And he would get almost all right. And then when they are playing, you know, you are not even watching the ball. And he would just look aside. You don't even look at the radio. Look aside and say, the ball is with so and so. I'm sure he'll give so and so, and so and so will score. And as he finishes saying that, that one would happen that way. Kuchelewa, being late, does not mean you may start late, but it doesn't mean that you'll not win the race, isn't it? It means you have seen that the Jinsi Harambee Stars have come and overtaken all those generations up to the greatest, which is the Kadenge generation. We also have to go to other sports. I know the Jinsi athletics is very high. You know, a student who usually gets 89, today if you got 91, you won't notice. But a student who gets 15 and the next time he gets 51, you will notice that. You will notice a student who has gotten 51 and is usually getting 15 quicker than a student who gets 89 and now he has gotten 98. So athletics is still high there. I want to encourage Jinsi to continue also in other fields, to continue that way. But most important, and I'll not forget, we are so happy, I'll not forget the most important thing. Be disciplined. Yeah, Jinsi kitu inaitwa discipline hamna. Thank you.